job. If you ever see dishes sitting in this area, that means they need to be cleaned. So first step is to wash by hand. How do you know which thing to use? Oh look, there's dish soap, but guess what? That's not the right thing for what we're doing. The only thing we really use that for is if you have a fish tank that needs cleaning, that's a better choice versus our harsh chemical. Or if you have dissecting trays, dish soap works well for that. But when we're talking about any kind of glassware, anything that's specific for the lab like this, you will use Sparkleen 1. There are two chemicals here, Sparkleen 1 and Sparkleen 2. There's a definite difference between those two. Manual washing means with your hands. Hand washing uses number 1. Sparkleen 2 is for machine washing. I am going to tell you right now, if you accidentally put number 1 in the dishwasher, you will have a bubble mess that goes across the floor and you'll be very, very sad because it's a big mess. It's clean, but it's a big mess, and it's not what's designed for the washing machine. You have to use Sparkleen 2 for the washing machine. It does give you clues right on the container, which is which, so make sure you pay attention to what you grab. So Sparkleen 1 is what we use for hand washing, and there is not a label on this. We will fix that right now. But that is actually what's sitting here. I'm not sure how we started having a beaker of it out, but somewhere along the way that happened. We need to label it though. So it doesn't take much. If you maybe do a small scoop like this once or twice, that's enough. That would be enough for your load. When you are doing a washing machine load, you'll be surprised actually at how little you need over here. Again, we have a container here. Once this one's empty, we're gonna go back to using the cardboard box that we had underneath. The only reason this ever got started was because one of the boxes had gotten wet, and because it was wet, we had to put it in something else because it was a big chunk and we couldn't get into it and make good use of it. So, in here, you see this little soap container? It's bigger than you think. You really don't need much. You need the size of like a quarter. Like, that's ample. There's this lower divot here. If you basically kind of fill that lower divot, that is plenty. If you ever are filling this whole thing, you are totally not doing what this machine wants. This machine wants just a little, and then you close it. And while we're talking about this machine, I'll say it again later, but these two tines in front are lower than the rest. That's because you are never going to use them. If you ever put something on either of these, it prevents this door from popping open and the soap never gets dispensed into the unit. Personally, I think it's a design flaw, but you got to know that that's a thing. Never ever use these front ones because the soap dish won't open. If you ever have to reopen it, there is a little button here. You just push on that and that will flip back open again. But that is what you need to know. Just that tiny little bit of Sparkleen 2. And over here, again, about the same amount when you're doing a load of hand wash dishes. If you ever feel like you need to put a little more in, it's fine. If you've ever done dishes, you know you do want to have enough in there. But if you just put your fingers in and feel that, there's a little bit of a slipperiness to it. You got enough. You don't have to overdo. Otherwise, you're going to be rinsing forever. So again, where you're going to find those? Right here. Sparkleen 1 for manual, for hand washing. Sparkleen 2 for machine.